Hey Ryan, congratulations on the film.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Um,
It's pretty exciting to have it released.
yeah. Why don't we start by it's kind of a fun one. Why don't you start by sort of setting up the premise and telling us a little bit about your character, Ethan?
So the premise is a giant alien spider from out of space finds its way into a New York City apartment, and more particularly to a young Charlotte, who she befriends. And as she sort of raises this spider and it grows, um, the families within the the problems within the nuclear family and the issues sort of that are possibly in the relationships there start to grow as well, and they have to come together in order to fight this giant alien spider and also the elements that are coming up in their family. And Ethan is Charlotte's stepfather, and Heather's husband. And for me, this film is very much about. I spoke with Kia earlier on. It's sort of an homage for me. It was an homage to step parents. I've grown up myself with two wonderful step parents, and I always thought the dynamic was really interesting. And I think, like Kia, the best films are always personal. And I know that this came from Kia's own personal fear of spiders, but also his fear of being a parent and the trials and tribulations that come with that and getting it wrong and things that come up being a parent, and I think in his case particularly a step parent. So that was a good thing to sort of follow Ethan's line through. I think his center was his relationship with his stepdaughter Charlotte.
Yeah, it sort of has two tracks, this film, the sort of family dynamic and then the sort of fun thriller aspect to it. Uh,
Yeah, comedy. It's got Kia Roach Turner all over it. Yeah, yeah.
so are you attracted to that kind of movie, the movie that will give you a little bit of a fright?
Yeah, I mean, I've done horrors before. I'm attracted to directors and people that have strong visions, and I've wanted to work with Kia for many years. I remember auditioning for Kia. Oh, it would have been 6, 7 years ago now for another film. I came in literally in a moon boot. I'd broken my leg. I was in America actually, and I wanted to be in it so badly that it was an action film, and I sort of came in hobbling on a peg leg, and he was like, maybe not this one. But I've been following his work since Wormwood, where I thought it was just incredible what he'd done in a really contained sort of environment and how epic he'd sort of made his film. And sort of he's such a professor of this genre, and he's a cinephile himself, that he can sort of like pull all these threads together of his filmic knowledge and put it together. So yeah, I mean, I like films that have, like you say, that multi-track. I don't like it. I don't like films that are just gory for gory's sake or frightening for frightening's sake. I really like the fact that at the center of this there was a real heart, but at the same time it's thrilling and it's fun, and
Yeah.
hopefully it gives you a laugh. And it's a real creature feature audience film. But as an actor and working with wonderful Alila, it was really wonderful to have that center line to rely on. And also Kia, who'd written it and directed it, and have that sort of personal tie into the script too, and know where these fears came from. Because I think all the best horror films, all the best films that scare you, ultimately stem from something at the core. Whether that be a fear of spiders, or whether it be a fear of getting it right. I always think there's an element underneath, for the best ones anyway. Otherwise, you don't care.
Sure. Are you yourself an arachnophobe, or do you have things that scare you?
Yeah, look, I'm not a big fan of sharks, growing up in Australia, and spending time in the ocean. But I always find it funny. I'm not particularly an arachnophobe, certainly not like here and a number of people that I'm sure will watch this film. My grandmother was, and sort of growing up in Australia, we see enough of them. Do you know what I mean? Not quite
Yeah.
sting size, but there's a few huntsmen growing up. But I've found it funny watching audience reaction to this, and people even to the trailer. Um, just how big that fear is, and also what they think Australia is. Like you look on social media and things like that. They think there are these things in the toilet, and that always gives me a bit of a giggle. So to lean into that is a little bit of fun. Um, but no, not so much spiders.
Mhm. Do you have a scene for you that was, your favorite to act in?
Look, little Lila, our superstar lead, it was really wonderful in the first few weeks getting to sort of work with her close and sort of try and explore that dynamic. And I mean, you know, she truly is a superstar. She has so much range and she engages so intensely as a performer. So exploring that relationship at the start and where those rifts were happening or where those stresses were happening for Ethan, I really enjoyed, because I think that was really central to the film. And then, of course, once we got into, I don't know about fun, but once we got into a lot of the practical stuff and were being chucked in webs and hung upside down, and Kira come in all excited and pumped up and like, now look up there on the screen. Yeah, have you seen that shot in Alien? It's like, yeah, let's do that. And like, it's a lot of fun shooting those things. In a way, it's also kind of taxing because you're screaming all day and for your life, and it's very physical. I think Kia's work's often very physical, and I think being a practical effects film, I think that sort of makes its way in. So working out ways and navigating ways to make those things work, to have giant puppet spiders with 4 people holding them, made by the Weta Workshop, thrown at you, and where to put your arms around 8 legs and like so kind of make that look practical, was a really wonderful part. And I mean the film as a whole, the tone we're trying to hit, it's never takes itself fully seriously. It's really got to balance that preacher feature horror comedy family drama sort of soup that it's trying to do, and trying to find that collaboratively together with Penelope, with Elila, with Kia, was sort of the challenge, and sort of fun in its entirety.
Yeah. Well, on that note, Ryan, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. Really enjoyed staying.
Thank you so much. Cheers, Eric.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.